Okay, we're going to go over some key points and stuff to check on your snowmobile before the season starts. Well, we got her running, got her started up already. Something to help with that, if you can't get it to start by just choking it, just dump a little gas down the spark plugs and then start it. Pop right off. Then we'll just start at the front here, and something you want to do, check out your skis, and then you're going to want to check your wear bars. As you can see, we still have good wear bars here. You can see the carbide here in the middle. And you also kind of want to inspect the rest of your ski, make sure it isn't bent up or worn through or busted anywhere. Something else that you can do is you can grease your ski here and your spindle here where it pivots. And then also you can lube your tie rod ends with some like WD-40 or liquid wrench. Other stuff to check out your A-arms and all your suspension here. Check out your shock and spring. Make sure where it's mounted that there's nothing busted in there. And you want to just kind of check over these. These here on these Polarises can break sometimes. So you just want to check them good, make sure they're not cracked. Then as we work our way back, just kind of glance at your stuff here, your tunnel. Make sure you ain't got like these can wear into it when they get lots of miles on them. Something to check under here now, you want to go to all these bogey wheels and shake them. See this one? That bearing in there is kind of wearing. And some of these don't have bearings, they just have bushings. So it's either the bearing or the bushings worn. You just want to go to all of them. You got your shock under here, you can look at that. And you can spray the shaft on that too with some spray lube if you want. Something else you can check, you want to lift it up. You can check your track slides here. And the place they wear the most is right here up in the front. And you can just stick your hand under them and feel with your fingernail to make sure you're not feeling this aluminum here to make sure that it isn't worn through. But they take a while to wear out. You can also lift it up and check your track tension. And when it's lifted up in the air, you'll want about a 1/2 inch to a 3/4 inch gap there when it's lifted up. And if you look way back in there, right where he's pointing there, there's bearing in there. That's the bearing on your chain case side. And then if you go on the other side, there's another bearing. And you want to check them and make sure they look like they're in the middle, that bearing isn't worn out and then it's just riding on the shaft in there and wearing stuff out. So you want to check them. Those are common to go out. Okay, then there's a few other simple things you can check here before going under the hood. You check your brakes, make sure they're nice and firm. With this type, because you actually have a master cylinder, if they're not, you either want to check your pads, which usually they don't wear out. You might want to bleed your brakes, but that depends on how worn your pads are or not. But if it's like an Arctic Cat, then you just have a cable on most of them, and you just tighten up that cable. I have a video that shows how to do that. Some other stuff, check make sure your throttle moves nice and freely. Check your choke. Because if any of them are seized, it's going to cause you problems because it's not going to run right. Which you'll probably already determined if you've already started up your machine here. Now we'll come under the hood here. Some stuff to check, like here you got the air box on these Polarises. You just got a little foam piece over top of that. Make sure that's in place. Check like your oil reservoir for oil. You can come over here and check your chain case. Majority of newer ones, you have a dipstick on them. So you can just pop it out of there. And make sure you got plenty of chain case oil in there. This stuff here, you look at it, it's all discolored and gooey. So it's got some water and yuck in there. So you want to, if you got that, you'll want to replace it. Then you'll just pop the cover off your chain case, clean that out, and then put the cover back on and fill it with new stuff. And then you can take, on these Polarises, you don't have an automatic tensioner. Arctic Cats have automatic tensioners. With these, you want to take this cover off, and then you'll want to adjust your tension on your chain to make sure you got that proper so it doesn't wear. If it's too tight, you're going to cause yourself problems. Some other stuff you can do, if you're into doing a lot of preseason maintenance, you can clean your carbs just for the sake of making sure that they're both good and clean so they don't cause you problems throughout the year. You can check your spark plugs for color. If you get one that's like a whitish color, that means that cylinder's running lean and you're going to fry it if you keep running it. So you want a nice light tannish or brown color. Sometimes they'll get kind of carboned up, but that's just because it's getting a good amount of oil, so that's not a big deal. And some other stuff like down here, you can check your tie rods in here now that are inside your engine compartment. And you can come over here also. You want to take and check your belt. You want to check your belt, make sure your belt's not worn. Then something else you can do is you can just blow out these clutches is one thing you can do, but if you actually want to take them off, it's a good idea. It's a very good pre-season maintenance thing. And you'll just want to clean up any of the surfaces that stuff rubs on with some emery cloth and then assemble it back together. And these, you actually, some people say lube them, but you really shouldn't, because that just makes belt dust stick to them, and they're meant to actually be ran dry from the factory. So if you keep them cleaned up good, there's not much to go wrong with a clutch as long as you don't have a spring go bad and no parts in it break. Now you look at this one here. This one's an air-cooled one. You can see the fins down in here. And this, you can take and blow it out with an air compressor if you got any dirt or junk in there. But if you got one like this, which the majority of them are, where you got a liquid cooled, you want to take your radiator cap off here, make sure your engine's cooled off and not warmed up or anything, so this isn't under pressure. And you want to check the level of your antifreeze. And you can also take a hydrometer and check and see what the freezing temperature of your antifreeze is so that it doesn't freeze up on you. And then something else, if you have a battery on your snowmobile because you have EFI or you have electric start, you want to check that, probably charge it up, and make sure all your cells in it are topped off with fluid. If you're having problems with your EFI snowmobiles, the majority of the cause for that is because you have a battery that isn't running 12 volts. Like this one's only sitting at 10.8. EFI systems on these where they have to have a battery need that 12 volts. This one, the one light isn't working, it's at 11.4 right now. But if you ain't got 12 volts, chances are it's not going to run.